Ba ba ba. Okay, so here we are. Welcome everyone to another episode of your favorite podcast.
Illinois' largest water.
Are the rumors true that Kelly's leaving, or does she just have like some kind of disease and like cancer, kidney disease, and she's getting treatment, medical treatment, but she's keeping it a secret? Did she get fired for inappropriate sexual behavior with her husband on Disney property at an ABC affiliate? These are all rumors. I guess we'll address them on TMZ. No. Live with Kelly and who knows? It's Maria. It's Maria and Marcoso. It's still aches and pains weeks, and we're going to look at Dr. Sampson Davis. Dr. Sampson Davis, my favorite. Discussing, I love Dr. Sampson Davis. I love him. It discusses pain management, and then we got Maria Menounos in the house talking about her, someone else having her baby, and she's probably gonna like laugh and fake laugh. She fake laughs a lot more than like a lot of other people. Oh, that's and then she does that. that is not natural. She not plans that, but she strategically she can turn that up a notch and make that happen. I'm sure every now and then it happens when something's really funny, but when something isn't authentically very funny, she still can turn it up. It's almost like me snorting. If something's really funny, sometimes I snort, but very rarely is something that funny where it just authentically happens. Any other time, I will do it. A lot of times I do it, I'll do it in the presence of people to either make them laugh and make them be like, "What the hell was that?" Or it'll be a way of complimenting them that thinking it's way more funny. Usually, I do that like if a girl that I want to have sex with tells a joke, I'll do the snort to make her think like, "Wow, she give her the confidence that I really think she's funny," which I usually don't. I'm just trying to leave the restaurant, have her pay, and then come back to the hotel room and leave before the maid comes because me and the maids usually are like a Kobe Bryant kind of Denver thing, allegedly, and this is all humor. Nothing's true. So who else we got? Oscar De La Hoya is in a upcoming documentary that I guess Mario Lopez produced. Mario and Oscar used to go out and get drunk and get prostitutes from Mexico back in the day. But when they were like 19, they weren't 21. They would go across the border because they could drink, and they would have lots of sex with lots of prostitutes. Like, if you ever seen La Bamba, the scene where his brother Bob takes him across the border, and he says, "Hey, Richie, pick whatever you want, man, because I know who I want. Maria Rosa. Hey, ¿cómo te llamas?" You know what I mean? Remember that scene? He used to do that. They used to go pick up chicks, and trust me, if there was social media and everybody had cameras in their phones and stuff, Mario Lopez and Oscar De La Hoya would have never had any success in the 90s because they probably would have been canceled before the age of 21 with all the stuff they were doing with girls. And who else? Who else is out there? Someone else is on the show. They'll tell you. Oh, Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank. Remember, can't get any actors because of the strike. So it's all people that aren't actors. So Oscar De La Hoya is an athlete. Robert Herjavec, he is on a television show, but he's not an actor, right? He's a billionaire. He's not an actor. He's not part of SAG. Well, I don't know if he's part of SAG-AFTRA. He might be. But still, he's a billionaire and he's just a judge on a show. So, and he's part of the ABC family. So you're going to see a lot of ABC workers, and you're going to see like athletes, reality stars, stuff like that. So Robert Herjavec, Oscar De La Hoya, Dr. Sampson Davis, and Maria Menounos. Get the earplugs. This is going to be a terrible episode. All right. Start the show. Cue the music. No. Now. Bethany Frankel's not on this show. Not on this show.
It's live with Kelly and Mark. Today, he's out of the Shark Tank into the live studio. Robert Herjavec. Plus, from the documentary The Golden Boy, legendary boxer Oscar De La Hoya. Also, managing your distress and discomfort with We Continue Live, it's 10 Things Week. And our good friend Maria Menounos
Good morning. July 20th, 2023. Kelly is on assignment. Filling for Kelly today is Maria Menounos. Hi. Good morning. How was your night in New York? Do you like coming to New York?
I love coming to New York,
Yeah?
especially when I get to be here in the morning.
Did you ever live in New York?
I did.
No, I've lived in Boston. That's where I
Okay.
grew up.
Yeah.
I've kind of lived here
The other East Coast city.
You're a
Yeah,
Red
the
Sox
other
fan?
East
Nemesis
Coast is
of
a
New
better
York.
one.
Not Philadelphia.
I'm kidding. I just wanted to start some trouble.
Yeah.
But I've worked here a lot, so
Got it. Well, welcome.
thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Hey, listen, some huge news that's been happening in your life. You and your husband Kevin have welcomed your first baby.
Do you take private jets from LA to New York when you come?
This is right here.
My angel.
Tell us everything. How is she sleeping? What is she doing?
I give it 5 years before the husband leaves her.
All right.
For Andy Cohen.
Tell us everything. How is she sleeping? What is she doing? Is she speaking yet?
Her first words were Mark and Kelly. She's sleeping really
I love
well,
that.
actually. She's amazing. She's such a good baby. We're just so overjoyed. It's like the greatest feeling in the world. I never knew when my dad would be like, Maria, life is about kids and family.
Yes.
And I was so busy with my career and running around.
Right.
Now I get it. It really is. Like, this is just the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah, it really, really is. Well, we gave you a little something.
A little something. I went into my dressing room, by the way, and I was like still in my hair clips. You can see it on my Instagram, and I see this massive basket
Look at
of
the
like the
fucking
cutest
Instagram.
clothes from her auntie Kelly and Uncle Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, already they're aunts and uncles. Such bullshit. I was still in my hair clips. You could see it on Instagram. Hey everyone. I know if you're interested in seeing me in my hair clips, it's on my Instagram. I mean, if you want a visual of me in my hair clips, you should have seen. I was backstage. I was sitting down and I was playing with a Rubik's cube. I was sitting down. I was looking at a piece of paper. It's all on my Instagram. I have 14 minutes straight of me reading a piece of paper, sitting in a chair in my dressing room. It's all on Instagram, so you guys can see. I know that's popular. People want to watch me sit down and look at paper.
I will take credit. Because my wife, but I had nothing to do with it. My wife is the best gift giver.
She is the best. She's already offered to babysit.
Oh, she means it. she means it. But here from the show, since you're part of the family here, is Athena's first little, well, maybe.
Oh my God.
She's really hot, but she could be annoying.
Do you want to hold it over here for you?
This is what I do all day.
You know, she's only had one boyfriend in her entire life.
Does Kevin, does he change diapers? Does he do the thing?
No.
Yeah,
Why?
he does.
Liar.
He hasn't done a lot of them. So
He's done
yesterday,
one.
before I left, he was changing her diaper. And, when you're not doing it all the time, maybe you're not as great at it. So
Right.
I just, fix a few things in there and
Right.
try to keep him confident.
Yes.
You don't want to, break his confidence. Like, doing great, honey. Just,
Just
few
a
minor
little tighten up.
adjustments.
Yeah. Good.
See, right? That's right there. What she did?
Doing great.
That's fake.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
it's very
that's
important
fake.
to-
That was
to-
not
to
authentic.
goose them up.
Yeah.
That was not genuine. She's trying to milk. She's trying to do that. She's trying to make that become like her signature thing. Like when Eddie Murphy would go, like it's just not. If it's genuine and it comes out, it could be kind of funny. But when you force it, it's not cute or funny, and it's annoying. It's already annoying when it's
Right.
authentic.
Try to keep him
It's already annoying when it's authentic, but you kind of forgive her because it's authentic, it's genuine. You can't stop it. But when you force it because you think, I know what everyone wants, like you sound like Peter Griffin getting his balls shaved by like Mila Kunis, not Megan, who's voiced by Mila Kunis. I'm talking about the real Mila Kunis. Like while she's eating while Ashton Kutcher's feeding her Cheetos with his feet.
confident.
Yes.
Because you don't want to, break his confidence. I'm like, doing great, honey. Just, a few minor
tighten up.
adjustments.
Yeah.
Honey, you're doing great.
Yes. Yeah, that's very important to goose them up.
Yeah.
The husbands need that.
And I think that mommy misses you so much already.
Yeah. Did you play the Powerball last night?
No, I'm really mad because I did see it on the news.
Yep.
Because now I'm on maternity leave, so I'm home watching things. And I was like, oh, I have to do it. And the winning ticket happened to be in LA.
Downtown LA.
It could have been me.
Yes, it could have been you. $1 billion Powerball jackpot was sold in California.
Unbelievable.
Hey, these are good numbers. 7, 10, 11, 13, 24. I would have picked those.
I mean, if someone loves the store 7-Eleven, they could have. Look, if someone likes Kobe Bryant and the store 7-Eleven, they could have done that. And if someone says, well, instead of 11, what if I'm off by 1 and it's 10? I don't mind getting 5 out of 6. So they pick 7-Eleven, 24 for Kobe, 10 in case 11's wrong, and they get them right. And put in the comment section if you would take the lump sum or if you take the payment every 30 years. Because I'll tell you what, everyone always takes a lump sum, and I get it. But depending on your age, and this is the main factor for me also, is if anyone knows this, if I take the payments every 30 years of payments, I get more money. It's spread out. I'm not going to be tempted to just blow it all. You know what I mean? I'm going to have more security. I'm afraid I'm going to buy a lot. I think I'm going to waste it all on televisions and old slippers. But here's the thing. If I take the 30 payments and I die, can I leave the payments in my will to someone? Because then I do it. But the thing that's scary is that if you die, then you don't get any more payments. So if you win $50 million every year or $10 million every year for 30 years and you win and you die 5 years later, do they just give you you get the 50 million? And then all the rest, it's too bad, we'll just take it back. Because then that sucks. That's not fair. You should be able to leave that in your will. Put it in the comments section, please, because if not, I'm going to have to go on Twitch and I'm going to have to throw what's it called? I'm going to have to throw a temper tantrum. And I'm going to hashtag all of you for not participating with me because I need views, all right? This is my job. This is my life, all right? If you're going to come in and watch me, I need you to give me money, okay? Because I don't do this for free. If you are entertained by what I do, let's pony up. Because I need the money to create content for you so we can keep the ball. If I don't have any money, I can't keep making content for you. All this costs money, okay?
Good numbers. These
Come
are
on,
good
cheap
numbers.
butts.
7, 10, 11, 13,
I'd pick those numbers.
24. I would have picked those.
7, 10, 11, 13, 24. None of the numbers I would have picked. No, I would have picked 8 for my birthday, 23 for my daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
You usually go with birthdays, don't you?
Birthdays,
No,
families' birthdays.
no.
You know what Kelly said yesterday? Kelly said,
She said,
I won't
go
be
down
seeing
on
you
me.
guys tomorrow because if I win, I'm not showing up.
Oh my God, she would, yeah.
Well, she wasn't going to show up to work.
She said that on past episode too.
She was in bed when she was there, but
Oh no.
she's going to do something. But wait, what if she's not home? I'll get back.
Clip him with the scissors.
Is there a rent-a-Kelly program?
Come on.
Do we have any Kellys in the audience?
Here's what they
It's
say
so funny.
what to do if you should win the Powerball, right?
Spend it all.
Spend it all. First things, according to experts,
Invest.
keep your mouth shut.
How? If you win $1 billion, how much did he win?
$1 billion.
$1 billion. If you win $1 billion, I want a show of hands. Could you ever keep it a secret? Raise your hand.
From everyone or just from strangers and stuff? You mean like could you keep it a secret as far as not going on social media, not going on the news, and not just telling every single person? Yes. The question you want to ask, and you should specify this, since you're such an experienced host and people person and blah, 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 is could you keep it a secret from your parents? Or ask, who are the people that you'd have to tell or you couldn't keep it a secret from for long? Mom, dad, brother, sister, husband, wife, etc., etc. Obviously, I'm sure your husband or wife would know, right? Would you tell your parents? I mean, if you didn't, you'd see them eventually. I would hope, and if not, God bless you. I love you. Jesus Christ is the answer. Would you like what would you tell your parents? You'd have to tell your parents. You just can't like. I mean, unless you have a job where you'd be able to lie to them and say, "Oh, Bradley got signed this big client at work and got a big bonus," and maybe the kid, and maybe you don't tell them it's $1 billion, but maybe you say like it's $100 million or $80 million or whatever, and the parents are going to be either not interested enough or dumb enough to believe it, and they're going to think, "Oh, he got $80 million at work. He signed this big client and got a bonus. So this house they bought, that's all a down payment on a house." And I don't know. They keep on saying, "How can you afford the payments? You put $80 million down on a $200 million house. This bonus doesn't come once in a lifetime." And you just have to lie to them. It depends on the parents. If the parents are nosy, you might have to tell them. But I'll tell you this: even if I had to tell my parents because I couldn't keep it a secret or they'd find out eventually, I'm making everyone sign an NDA. I'm making my aunts, my uncles, my grandma, my grandfather, my mom, dad, anyone that I know I probably have to tell, they're all signing an NDA. And if they tell anyone, I will sue the fuck out of them. What sucks, if your parents are nosy, you see them every day, you and your wife make a combined like 100 grand a year, 75 grand a year, something like that. And you know that obviously you can't hide it from your parents. And they're fucking blabbermouths and gossipers and they spill the tea. And I can't tell my mom because she's going to fucking tell all of her fucking friends at the bingo hall. She's going to tell all of her friends at church. I know at least 2 or 3 of them aren't going to be able, pretty soon. I guarantee you, if I tell my mom within a month, at least 500 people in this city will know from surrounding friends. It's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. What do you do? Put in the comment section. What do you do if you know that if you tell someone, word will spread and that person is your mom or your dad? You can't keep it secret from everyone. Who would you tell? That's another better question. But here, can keep it a secret. Stupid. This is terrible. She's so bad. You know why you don't see her consistently working?
How much did he win?
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
You really want to see Maria Menounos be bad at acting? Watch one of these stupid Hallmark movies that comes out during Christmas. What does she even do? She's just a personality. Does she really get paid because she's good looking? She's not as dumb as Paris Hilton, but she's not like smart. What does she bring to the table? She was a hot girl in her 20s. What did she go to the casting couch and sleep with some old white powerful network executive 20 years ago? Maybe she's one of those girls that's been keeping the secret and she's perfectly content. What if she has therapy and she gets it off her chest, but she sold her soul to the devil and now she's reaping the benefits? Who knows how much she makes? I don't even know. What does she do? Put in the comment section. If I asked you, what does Marina Menounos do for a living? What would you say? Like, when they say personality, that means that's code word for nothing. They do nothing of value.
Come on.
Do we have any Kellys in the audience?
She's a personality.
Here's what they say what to do if you should win the Powerball, right?
Spend it all.
Spend it all. First things, according to experts, keep your mouth shut.
How? If you win $1 billion, how much did he win?
$1 billion.
$1 billion. If you win $1 billion, I want a show of hands. Could you ever keep it a secret? Raise your hand. You really think you could keep it a secret?
Well,
I think you should.
The one-time payment is only $589 million.
Only?
That all? Yeah, before tax. So let's do that.
That's like a Target run.
Before taxes, cut that in half. That's $290 million, $300 million.
I'll tell you what, though. If you $589 million, once you buy a house or a couple houses, you could buy vacation homes. Check this out. You could buy vacation homes spread out across the country. Like, say you live in New York. You could buy a second home in Jersey or in Cape Cod or something. You could buy a home in Canada. You could buy a home in LA on the beach, in Texas, Mexico, the Caribbean, something like that. You could buy homes like that and your friends would never know. So it's not like they're going to, if you don't tell them that, you can hide that from them because your friends aren't randomly going to Paris and being like, hey, is this Matt's house? No, so you can't. And you could also easily, and then as long as you don't go crazy with the cars, unless you have if you have a job where you could say, we got a client and you got a raise. You could buy nicer cars. You could buy a nicer car and maybe believe it. You can't buy 7 Mercedes. You can't buy a Rolls Royce, a Bentley, and a garage for a jet. Buy a hangar. You can't do stuff like that. But if you just buy a modest like $10 million house and you buy like 7 or 8 vacation homes across the country, maybe you buy like 1 or 2 cars for you and your wife and the kids, and you tell everyone you got a promotion and you got a raise or you got a big bonus or you signed a big client or something, or maybe you got a new job, I bet you can't kind of let it go. You know what I mean? And a lot of things like getting season tickets, like a lot of people, they don't need to know. Like if you meet a stranger and you got season tickets to the Knicks or like to a basketball team, a lot of people that make like, 50 grand a year, 75 grand a year can afford season tickets to the Knicks. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're going to be courtside sitting next to Spike Lee with a t-shirt that says I won Powerball, that's probably going to put a fork in your plans. That's not going to work. But as long as you have your close family members that you have to tell sign an NDA, everything else, I mean, and then you just stay on it. You know what I mean? You could buy a house by the water, a little, and a guest house, a small house. You could buy a boat, just don't buy a yacht. And you could buy a small boat, and you could say, I got this used boat. It only costs 30 grand. I'm making payments on it. Stuff like that you could kind of do. The only thing that sucks is if you were like, making 30 grand a year as some like doing, I don't know, whatever job pays 30 grand a year. Your wife was like a part-time cocktail waitress. That's the thing. But if you just got regular decent jobs, you can get away with saying you got a little promotion, a little raise, and afford all the things. And a lot of it would be in the bank. And then here's the thing. You might spend like maybe 50 million to 100 million right away on a bunch of stuff. But as long as you don't tell anyone, the rest of the money that stays in the bank, that's just going to be spent over the next 20 or 30, 40 years of your life on kids' education. You don't got to tell anyone that you just paid for your kids' education flat out. You could say, we're making payments. Just lie to everyone and tell you you're making payments on everyone and everything. Plus, most people won't ask about stuff. The only thing people are going to ask about is a humongous house, a expensive car, a yacht, luxury thing. No one's going to ask like, wow, how did you swing that Harvard tuition? Easy. I put down, a certain amount of money we saved. I put down money. We're making payments for the rest of our life. And it's none of their business. If they keep pressing, tell them, say, screw you. It's none of your business. And then laugh like a dork. And then you could say, and then all that money is going to be spent on paying bills, property taxes, just other stuff. No one's going to like ask, how did you get that 90-inch screen TV? Well, a 90-inch screen TV, trust me, I can buy a 90-inch screen TV by putting it on layaway or putting a down payment and making payments of like, $50 a month for the next 5 years. So no one's going to question you. Say, did you win the Powerball? Look at that TV. That's humongous. No. You know what I mean? And what was the other thing I was to say is that, what was I going to say? That and 589 million nowadays in the scope of things, when you look at how rich, the richest people are, like when I was younger, I remember Bill Gates was the richest man in the world, and he was worth like $50 billion. And now Bill Gates is like number 15 on the list. You know what I mean? So in the grand scheme of things, $539 million isn't going to stick out like a sore thumb unless you choose to do that. You know what I mean? Elon's worth like 270 billion. Bezos is worth like another 250 billion, something like that. I don't know the facts. Zuckerberg's worth like 100 and something billion. Like with Silicon Valley and tech and the internet and websites and all this stuff, a billionaire is not as rare of a thing as it was. And being worth $500 million, really, I don't even think it puts you I don't even think you even crack the top 100 richest people in the world. You might not even crack the top 200. Honestly, $589 million might not even put you in the top 500 richest people in the world. So you're not really going to stand out. You're still going to, and things are getting more expensive. You're still going to, you're not going to be able to live that extraordinary of a life because you're going to have no income coming in. So you got to spread that out. And if you spread that out, the 589 to, fit whatever 20, 40, 29, 20, to let's say about $14 million over the next 40 years, you're basically giving yourself a $14 million a year salary over the next 40 years. That $14 million a year is very good, obviously, but that's not exceptional. There's tons of people that are making $14 million a year. And when I say tons, probably well over 4,000 people. So it is a lot. Don't get me wrong, but there are plenty more people that live a luxurious life and have a lot more money than you. And everyone knows about it, and they do fine. So you'll do fine too. Go ask advice. Arrange a meeting with Jeff Bezos and ask, what do you do to avoid? Maybe that you wear costumes, you wear makeup and stuff. If people start fighting out, you just, you fly around and you just hang out with other rich people. You have decoy cars. You buy a condo that has secret entrances where you could have tinted windows, go underground, and have an elevator that goes straight to your apartment. Things like that. And even if people didn't know who you were, after like 3 or 6 months, people are going to stop worrying about you. They're going to start focusing on Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg fighting a MMA fight and trying to kick each other and do this, do all that. They're going to focus on Maria Menounos, baby getting her hand bitten off by the family, Greek shepherd or something. Maria Menounos' kid burns her hand and has to get it amputated after a Saganaki flare-up. What the hell?
So it's $300 million, essentially. Okay. All right? So you're going to keep your mouth shut. Don't tell anybody, because,
you got to work alone.
Friends will come out of the woodwork, right? The next thing you should do is what does it say here? Get a team. Hire a lawyer, a financial advisor.
Yeah, and sign it all the way to them. How would you know? It's so scary. Everyone wants a piece.
Yes, yeah. They would want a piece. But I think that is good advice. Just also take a picture of it and lock it away.
Yeah.
Don't carry it around you. Lock it away somewhere.
Okay.
Take a photo of both sides.
All right.
So
you can prove that you won.
So
how do you know it's not a doctored picture?
We do a pool, right?
How would you know that it's not a deep fake? How can they prove that that's not computer generated, that the picture's real? That's what a lawyer would argue. Can you prove me wrong? If not, reasonable doubt.
Okay.
Take a photo of both
reasonable
sides.
doubt.
All right.
So
like Jay-Z said,
prove that you won.
So
what we do here, we do a pool, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the drama if we won? If we won here on the show, who would go off who would be the problem person here?
Well, I think it would be a problem if someone was always in the pool and then they didn't come to work that day. Yes. They didn't put their money in. But then
that would
they should be included.
How many people are in the pool here, do you think?
Well, you were in our pool this time. Yes. And we actually did win some money.
What did we win?
You were skinny dipping in our pool.
$16.
Wow.
By 20, we're rolling it back in.
That's like the Friends episode I watched in the hotel last night. They all put in the lottery in the pool, then Monica kept sneaking extra tickets, and they thought it was unethical. And then
I saw that one.
Phoebe figured out they won, and she was so excited, and it was the one number, and they won $3. Everybody but Chandler gave money. He's like, I don't want to give my 50 cents.
Yeah.
But if you guys did all win and say Art wasn't here that day and didn't put in, you guys would have to give him money.
Yeah. No, why? No, you wouldn't. This motherfucker's been working for a fucking conglomerate for fucking 50 years. This motherfucker has over hundreds of millions of dollars that he's made. This fucking privileged white old man that's been working for ABC for like 47 years. Are you kidding me? This dude that's worth like $110 million. You have to give him money. See how stupid Maria is? He's a nice old white man. You have to give him money. Fuck him. You need to fucking give him a fucking cane around the waist, and pull him out like a terrible tap dancer at the Apollo Theater. You need to give him fucking retirement papers. You need to give him a fucking free trip on an Uber out to a farm where fucking all the lassies and the shamus are. Take a fucking nap on this bale of hay. See you never. What the fuck?
He's like, I don't want to give my 50 cents.
Yeah.
But if you guys did all win and say Art wasn't here that day and didn't put in, you guys would have to give him money.
Yeah.
20 people officially?
Yeah,
around
something
20?
like, yeah, around 20.
All right, so
yeah.
Someone do the math.
$300 million divided 20, that's what?
Yeah, we could survive.
1.5 million dollars a piece?
No.
20 people, $300 million? What is that?
15 a piece, right?
I'm not even attempting.
Ish.
I'm not even attempting. I'm on live
20 divided
television.
by
I don't want to be
15
called stupid.
15 million a piece? Oh, 15.
Here you go. Look at you. You fucking look how much people fucking stupid people. Look how much money stupid people that can't even do fucking like fourth grade math get called. I'll give her a card. She's a little smart. Like, I'm not even trying, but still, you're admitting you can't do it. 1.5. This is what Mark just said. 1.5 million times 20 is 300 million. 1.5 times 20 is 300. That's what he just said. Yeah. 300 million, 20 people each. That's like what, 1.5? And then he's not even like, wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. He's like, yeah. And then he's like thinking about it. He's like, he can't do math. He can't. Everyone knows. Mark, everyone knows what you think we don't know is that you're not really smart. That's why he's always going out of his way on TV to make himself look smart. 1986 Honda with 400,000 miles and 3 tires and saying, this is great, man. I mean, $4,000 is a great price. Like, no, it's not. The car he's trying to sell is his image. This is a Consuelo 79 piece of shit with, a plastic, steering wheel from a, Mattel or from a toy store. You know what I mean? The trunk doesn't work. That's his car. And he's trying to sell you like, oh, it's a beautiful car, man. This Mark Consuelos guy, he's really, really smart. You got to invest in him. And, he can do this. He can do that. That's what you watch. Anytime you watch him, you realize he really goes out of his way to try to project himself as someone that is an intelligent, clever human being. And he might have street smarts and stuff. And obviously he's not Forrest Gump, but he's going way out of bounds with what he thinks he can trick us into thinking about how intelligent he is, which is not very. And the same thing with this girl. She worked at Dunkin' Donuts and then she like married like some guy that was like her first boyfriend was 5 years older than her because, she was a little overweight and she had hairy eyebrows and stuff. She had hairy Greek eyebrows and black hair, and guys were only interested in sleeping with her because she wasn't smart. And then some older guy that had experience in being a player knew how to tell her what she wanted to hear. And now they're married and she doesn't know anything about English grammar, mathematics, science, nothing. All I know how to do is her whole life she's gotten by and she's gotten advanced in life. She's gotten gifts, she's gotten jobs just by like smiling and being charming. And so now she thinks that's all she has to do and that's all she's done. And your body gets muscle memory to that. And when you don't have to apply simple math and science and physics and common sense to any situation, and you're getting rewarded for not applying any of that. This is how you end up when you're 48 years old, like Maria, and you can't do a fourth grade math problem. And you think you're doing a good thing by saying you're not going to try it because you don't know it, but you're just admitting that I don't know it. At least you own your shit. But just, what she should do is just kind of like think about it and then just wait for Gelman to say that it's 15 and then right away say, yeah, it's 15, Mark. You didn't know that? Look at him. He's already getting defensive. You could tell. I bet right now if you hooked him up to wires, his blood pressure would be through the roof. Like beep, 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 beep. He'd be getting all tense. He's probably sweating like the spine of his back into his like hairy butt crack because he's fucking nervous because he just knows he embarrassed himself and he looked like a fucking fool in front of like 100,000 people.
$300 million. What is that?
15 a piece, right?
Let's just watch it one more time.
Is the one number and they won $3. Everybody but Chandler gave money. He's like, I don't want to give my 50 cents.
Yeah.
But if you guys did all win and say Art wasn't here that day and didn't put in, you guys would have to give him money.
Yeah.
I would fight for you.
I know. 20 people officially around
something
20?
like, yeah, around 20.
All right, so
Someone do the math.
$300 million divided 20, that's what?
Yeah, we could survive.
15 million.
$1.5 million a piece?
What the fuck?
No.
20 people, $300 million? What is that?
15 a piece, right?
Yes.
I'm not even attempting.
Ish.
I'm not even attempting. I'm on live television. I don't want to be called stupid.
15 million apiece. Oh, 15. Yes, 15. Sorry, 15. Not 200. Yeah, 15.
Where's my
$15 million a piece. That'd be after taxes. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Listen, I think.
All right, so we'd stay friends.
Yeah, we'd be friends. We'd buy Art a nice gift.
It's nice, healthy. Nice, healthy. That is nice, healthy. Speaking of health,
Yes.
you had a big announcement this year. How are you feeling? Tell us about that.
I'm doing amazing. Thank the Lord.
Yes.
I am doing great. I feel great. I'm grateful that I'm healthy for my baby.
Yes.
And I'm most of all grateful for the weird challenges that have come my way, because I see how God has just laid out my life in such a way that you don't see it in the moment, but you see it later. You see why all these things had to happen. And so I always say, why not me? People are always like, why me? Why me? I'm like, why not me? And then I know that there is a silver lining even to having massive pancreatic surgeries and all the things that have had to happen, brain surgery. It brought me to this moment where I'm so uber grateful for life and so happy to be alive. And I get to help people with their health every day. My show and with, in general, people come to me for health advice all the time, and I'm helping people behind the scenes to understand the things that are not made aware to all of us on a daily basis about the medical world and what it can do for us and what it can't do for us, because we think they have all the answers. We think that you can just lay your care into anyone's hands. These guys are busy too. And
Yes.
so you have to have an active role in your healthcare. You have to be the CEO of your health. You have to understand what's going on with you, and you have to do the research to figure out what your solution is for you.
Right.
So,
That's just
so it's been
great.
a really cool
Yeah.
journey.
It's
And
been a great journey. That's really cool. Is that what you did in grade school, Mark? Did you flirt with girls that you thought would like you or that you knew liked you just so you could cheat off of them? Like, is this what you did in school? Did you cheat? Did you cheat in like third and fourth grade? Did you cheat off for like math and like science tests, social studies, anything multiple choice? Like, were you that kid that was like 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 that was like leaning over, like, hey, buddy, hey, let me see what you got. C B B A B A C C. Okay, abacabab. I mean, is this what you did to get by in math? Were you cheating off of people all in grade school? Look at him sitting there. Look at how he's trying to smile. Like he doesn't even know any better. It's like his muscle memory's kicking in. He's panicking. He's not getting what he wants. He's just smiling at me like I'm going to be like, oh, look at this smile, Mark. Sure, you could have my wallet. Like, what the hell? Don't smile at me. What's wrong with you, weirdo? Like, I could already tell this is what you did your whole life when you were struggling in school. Is you would just like you would try to make friends with all the guys and try to flirt with all the girls. So whenever you needed something, you always had someone to do it for you, so you could hide your secret that you didn't know. Look at him. He's already trying to ask me for the answer. Oh, don't touch me, liar, cheater.
do for us and what it can't do for us, because we think they have all the answers. We think that, you can just lay your care into anyone's hands. These guys are busy too. And
Yes.
so you have to have an active role in your healthcare. You have to be the CEO of your health. You have to understand what's going on with you, and you have to do the research to figure out what your solution is for you.
Right.
So, so it's been a really cool
Yeah.
journey, and I'm just grateful I know how to get back up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rocky, for the most inspirational quote of life. It ain't about how hard you hit; it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward. And that's such a good message that, oftentimes when I'm going through something, we're all going through something, I often say to myself, this will all make sense later. I'm not sure what I need to learn from this, but it's coming.
Yeah.
There's a lesson.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
such
people
a
with
great
money
way to think
say.
about
It
it,
is.
because it can relieve you. And I also had something else. So when I was in the real challenging moments, and by the way,
Yeah.
when you're in the moment and you're diagnosed with something and you think you're going to die, that's not an easy thing to come out of. It's scary. But I started to choose wonder over worry. I had a hypnotherapist named Ida who said, choose wonder over worry. So when I started actively doing it, everything changed. So
What's
I
that?
say,
Tell me.
I wonder what it will be like when the doctor calls me with good news next. And he did. I wonder what it'll be like when I get through this surgery easily and I recover quickly. And I did.
So you needed a therapist to tell you to think positive. Wow, I pay this girl $600 an hour. She's so great. You realize why these people are the best at what they do. You know what advice she gave me? She said, Think positive, not negative. Wow, I never thought about that. Come on. That's it. She basically told you to be positive. I read that off of a fortune cookie last week.
Changed. So I say,
tell me.
I wonder what it will be like when the doctor calls me with good news next. And he did. I wonder what it'll be like when I get through this surgery easily and I recover quickly. And I did. And so I just kept saying that. And you know, your brain is like a supercomputer. You can program it to do whatever you tell it.
No,
So I even
you
tell
don't
it,
say.
"Hey, brain, can you go inside of my pancreas? Send a message to my pancreas. I'd like to advance my healing." I talk to it. I talk to my body. So whatever you tell yourself you're stupid, you tell yourself you're bad, all these things, that's what's going to happen.
Wow.
And so I've had a really great brain expert named Jim Quick on my show. It's a podcast called Heal Squad. And he taught us all about the power of the brain. He was a kid that they said had a broken brain. He would never be able to read. He would never be able to write all these things. And now he's literally the most brilliant man ever. So I take my cues from him and other people like that.
Sure.
And so,
Entertain success instead of failure. Same.
what you focus on is what you'll feel. And so I always think about that. And I think about what do I want rather than what do I not want. So I shift my mindset. It's not easy in the beginning. These are tools.
How often do you have to remind yourself of that? Minute to minute, sometimes day to day, sometimes.
You know, the best part is when people come to me for advice, it's usually the things that I need to hear again.
Usually it's on
So
what
if I'm
color
advising
socks I
other
should put on my
people,
teddy bear.
Oh gosh, I gotta remember that for myself again.
Yeah.
Forgot. So
So full of shit.
yeah.
All right.
Can we talk golden retrievers? Can we talk golden retrievers? Because this is the cutest thing that ever happened, I think, in life, other than my daughter's birth. So hundreds of golden retrievers.
Do you have one?
No, I would love one.
Okay.
I'm allergic, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The
So I
golden
stick to the
retrievers are all
hypoallergenic, except for
dogs.
my shepherd. God gave me a reprieve with him. Hundreds of golden retrievers gathered to celebrate the 155th anniversary of the breed. Check this out.
Wow.
If this isn't doggy heaven, I don't know what is. This is in there.
A lot of saliva.
So you're allergic to dogs except for German Shepherds?
Can we talk golden retrievers? Because this is the cutest thing that ever happened, I think, in life, other than my daughter's birth. So hundreds of golden retrievers.
Do you have one?
No, I would love one.
Okay.
I'm allergic, unfortunately. So I stick to the hypoallergenic, except for my shepherd. God gave me a reprieve with him. Hundreds of golden retrievers gathered to celebrate the 155th anniversary of the breed. Check this out.
Wow.
If this isn't doggy heaven, I don't know what is. This is in
A
their
lot of saliva there, I'm sure.
in their ancestral home of Scotland.
Oh,
Look at this. Look at this. The wagging little tails. So, how many showed up? I think it was 466 dogs. So, funny enough, we have a guest coming on in a bit who came to my first daughter, baby. She was a Bichon Frise, her Sweet 16 party, and I had 60 dogs at her party. This was 466.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
There you go. You just called your dog your daughter, and you threw a sweet 16 birthday for your dog and invited 60 other dogs. That's what's going to, talk about a beautiful fucking Lamborghini, mint condition, nice paint job, and then inside is a bunch of milk crates and like broken cardboard boxes for you people to sit on. Just nothing inside, man. She's very sweet and great meaning, but man, that guy must really like hot women to fucking spend the rest of his life with a pile of bricks like that. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
So, how many?
This is all part of a project for school. A class that I'm giving myself.
Funny enough, we have a guest
It's a
coming on.
social
in a bit who came
experiment.
to my first daughter, baby. She was a Bichon Frise, her Sweet 16 party, and I had 60 dogs at her party. This was 466.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You had what?
So my dog baby almost died. She spent a month in the vet hospital, and my husband would go in every day and sit with her, and she had her IV. Her name was Baby.
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 And so she almost
you,
died.
weirdo.
She had kidney failure and she had pancreatitis. And the doctors were like, well, when you try to fix one, you ruin the other.
Sure, with the
My
medications.
husband's a genius. fake vet. He figured it out. So when she survived, the doctor was like, I can't believe this. This has never happened before.
Wait a minute.
So wait a minute. So did you name it Baby? Did you name your dog Baby, or did you just constantly call it Baby? Like, did you name it like, I don't know, did you name it like Comet? But then every time you would see it, you would say, oh, Baby, come here, my baby. And you kept on calling it Baby. And you just realized, I never call it Comet. I always call it Baby. So you like change the name, right? Or did you just, were you always calling it Baby? And you just said, well, I might as well name it Baby. All I do is I call it Baby. Like, did you have a first name that you tried to give it? And then after like a week or two, you kind of realized, I never call it by its name. Oh, my baby, come here. Oh, my baby, what are you doing? So you just called it Baby. That's, oh, God. I could just tell why God decided
Ruin the other.
Sure. With
My husband's a genius. Fake vet. He figured it out. So when she survived, the doctor was
Are
like,
the
I
light
can't believe
bulbs
this. This
up
has never
on up?
happened before.
Wait a minute.
She totally
Kevin
survived.
figured this out?
He figured it out. If you ever have a dog problem, my husband's the one to call.
What does
And
he do as a profession?
He's a veterinarian.
he's an entrepreneur, digital TV founder,
Got it. Okay.
and so filmmaker. And so
That means
anyhow,
he lives
we
off of
threw
my
the
privilege. He
biggest Sweet
piggybacks off
16
of my
birthday
job
party ever.
and fucking
Huge party at the house.
tags
Every
onto
food
projects
for,
that I
like,
hook him
the
up with.
adults was the humans were dog bones or dog, tennis balls, and we had 50, 60 dogs there. And,
Really?
and our guest, Robert Herjavec, and his wife, Kim, were there.
Oh. No way. Did he bring a dog as well?
Yes!
Did you have to bring a dog as part of your entrance into this party?
You didn't, because we also had dogs to adopt. We had
that's
kissing booths. We had everything. We have photos. I don't know if we have the photos, but
Was Baby, did she understand what was going on?
she was the happiest I've ever seen her.
Aw.
And then we actually sang happy birthday to her, and I told everybody, I said, I know this looks crazy, but we're singing happy birthday to her because she survived.
She survived.
Anyway.
She said,
Those were golden retrievers. Those were golden retrievers.
Yes,
she's the happiest I'd ever seen her. Like, you remember every time she looked.
Remind you of golden retrievers? I have. a
That's
few
not
golden
true. She
retrievers
just makes
in
up
my
this
life.
big
Yeah, they're
fantasy world.
They just come over to you and they slobber and they're so happy.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're the people, like the people version of golden retrievers are also
Okay,
very
so
loving.
what's Kelly?
Kelly is more.
And be careful.
Oh no, Kelly is more of a cat.
Really?
Just like maybe more of like the leopard. Oh,
leopards are beautiful.
Beautiful minks.
And they're quick like her.
Quick. Lynx.
Right? How many years has she been on this show? Quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she stares at you, and she said,
A beautiful minx, because a minx is not a cat. Is this what we just did again? A minx, like when you have a mink coat, or either a minx is not a cat, it's another animal, or minx is not an animal at all. So he doesn't know shit, and his defense mechanism is to just make up shit, because he just figures chances are they don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So if I say it with confidence, they'll just believe me. She's a minx or a lynx. Sorry, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. She's a beautiful wild jungle cat.
They're beautiful.
Beautiful minks.
And they're quick like her. Quick.
Lynx.
Right? How many years has she been on this show? Quick.
Yes.
22.
Yeah.
And she stares at you, and she says, if I was 20 pounds or 30, 40 pounds heavier, I'd kill you.
I would hunt you down and eat you.
Hey, we have a huge show today.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. On today's show, the leopard. Oh,
Leopards are beautiful.
Beautiful minks.
And they're quick like her.
Quick. Lynx.
Right? How many years has she been on this show? Quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she stares at you.
She's saying, how many years has she been on the show? Quick, give me the answer. And he goes, yes, quick. Yes, she's quick. And the John, like, he's not even paying. He's like, yes, quick. She's quick. She's a quick minx that she gets skinned to make a minx coat. You ever had a minx coat? It's right next to the place that has the burgers, the $25 burgers that are the best because they're on the fresh baked buns that you can only get in New York. Shut up. Yes, my wife is a jungle cat that's quick. How old is she? Quick. Yes, she's quick.
And they're
She's
quick.
quick.
Like her.
She's quick to swallow me.
Right? How many years has she been on this show? Quick.
Yes.
Yes, quick. She's quick. She's not calling your wife quick.
And she says, if I was 20 pounds or 30, 40 pounds heavier, I'd kill you.
I'd be divorced.
I would touch you down and eat you.
Hey, we have a huge show today.
Yes, we do.
On today's show, we have Robert, our friend Herjavec. Yeah, he's going to be here.
Oscar de la Hoya.
Oscar, and then backstage. Yeah.
He didn't hit you.
No, thank
Okay.
God. Also, Aches and Pains Week continues with tips for pain management. All right. Do you know what time it is? It is time
It's time.
for Live's Brighten Your Day Trivia.
Well, blessing me with an actual time, your dumbass wife. Yeah, it's my spirit animal.
Trivia dancer Ivy Murphy.
Ivy, yeah. I could do that. See, I'm Marcus Willis. I could dance too, right? I used to be a professional dancer in Lebanon, Illinois. Dick. Dick.
Trivia dancer Ivy Murphy from Brooklyn, New York. Thank you, Ivy. All right, let's say hello to Lane Jones from South Berwick, Maine, who watches the show on WMTW. Hey, good morning, Elaine. How are you?
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning.
All right, you know about this game, right? You know about this game?
Yes, I
okay?
do.
I am highly competitive at this game.
Oh my
Yes,
God,
I heard
me
you
too.
are too. I'm very
Yes, we should have an
excited about
affair.
Good,
Yeah.
good. All right, you have given us two statements. One is true and one's a lie. We have 60 seconds to decide which is the truth. If you stump us, you'll win this. Here we go. Here are your two statements. I planted a lilac bush from a seed from the Mayflower. Or
What?
I did a pruning workshop at Mount Vernon.
I mean,
Okay, let's take a look at these. First, put in the comments your first impression. Guess. Giggity. Planted a lilac bush from a seed from the Mayflower. I guess if there's seeds that are you able to like take seeds and like mass produce them, like crossbreeding grapes, vineyards, or something for wine? I don't know. Did a fruit pruning workshop at Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon. I think it'd be hard to lie about this. And I think it's at the point where the callers know that their lie has to be something they're knowledgeable enough so they could sell it. I don't know. I think I have to go with she did a fruit pruning workshop at Mount Vernon as the truth is my first impression. Which seems a little obvious, but I'm going to go with that. I think she thinks that she knows so much about this, she can fool him, and she's trusting herself because she's a gambler. This is my truth. Now, the real question is she going to go on and on and on about a subject, answering questions that weren't asked and telling things that no one wanted to know to try to fool him and play that game? Because that's what it seems everyone's doing is going on and on and on and on and on about a subject, about one of the answers, and then he has to figure out if they're doing that accidentally and showing their hand, or if they're doing it on purpose to try to use reverse psychology and play a game of chess and psycho F him. All right.
Or I did a pruning workshop at Mount Vernon.
I mean, the Mayflower thing is a no-go.
How did you get this bush
on.
from a seed from the Mayflower? And who told you it was a seed from the Mayflower?
Well, I grew up in a very old city, and it was a settlement that came with the same time as Plymouth Rock, and someone told us that the lilac came from a seed that was on the Mayflower, and we transplanted the lilac.
Okay.
What city?
Someone, yeah.
You're from up there. What
city?
Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Portsmouth. Okay, Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So here's the thing. Did you get official confirmation? Was there any kind of certificate that came with this seed?
No, there was no official confirmation. It was just word of mouth.
Okay, I kind of believe her now. I kind of believe her.
Talk to me about that pruning workshop in Mount Vernon.
Well, my daughter lives in Washington, D.C., and I went down specifically to take this pruning workshop at Mount Vernon. And there's many fruit trees on the property, and we learned to prune.
Oh, she seems believable on both.
I know.
No, you're just an idiot.
I know. What's your gut telling you?
I went to school for horticulture.
Oh.
All right. So what I often find.
See, now he's gonna think that
that
horticulture line gave it away.
What do they talk last
That
about?
this is a lie.
They're lying. They're gonna buy that.
Okay.
They're the one buying it. We're not buying it. She says she's a horticulturist. She says she's pruning. I think.
But you asked her about that second.
I think that's true. I think this is the lie.
I think that's true.
Because this one looks like the more obvious that we would think, and she was throwing us off the trail.
That's right.
So
Yes.
they're gonna say this is the truth. I disagree. We disagree.
Maria, is that you planted this lilac bush?
Nope, I disagree. I say that's
from
wrong.
The Mayflower.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, fuck you. See, when she said, "Oh, I went to school for horticulture," time was up. You didn't have to say that. No one asked you. You threw that out there because it was a nervous deflection. It was a nervous.
Evil. We just love to win.
Yes.
All right. Well, you didn't win a mug, but you still have a chance to win a great prize. Deja is going to spin the wheel to see what you are playing. You know, I failed at this the last couple times, so I'm really excited this time.
All right, what are you playing for? You are playing for, what do we got?
All right, you're playing for an Uni pizza oven package valued at approximately $1,000. You got 20 seconds and only one guess.
All right, Elaine. I think you're going to get this one. All right, here we go. On yesterday's show, what did Gelman and I eat after taking our cold plunge?
Hot dog.
Yes!
Hot dogs. Hot dogs. Whoa, Maria loves hot dogs. She's like, hot dogs. Call them wieners. In Boston, we call them wieners. I like to eat wieners.
Thank you so much.
I went to New Hampshire to eat wieners and drink chowder.
Continues with pain management tips. Coming up next from Shark Tank, Herjavec.
I'm still tasting.
Come on, start asking him questions about him fooling around with Kim while they were filming the show. So you're dance partners and you're working together and your partners on the show. How did you cross that line? And a line that could get you in trouble. How did you? Who made the first move? And how was the decision made to cross that line and go for it? Because if you're rejected, all of a sudden now you could be considered like sexual harassment. I mean, was she coming on to you? Was she like, "Ooh, look, you're a billionaire. You're so handsome. By the way, my parents need their house bought off. I'm trying to retire my parents. Can you help out, Mr. Sugar Daddy?" Like, did she come up to you and say, "I'm looking for a sugar daddy, and you can have all this"? Oh yes, because of course it was because of your looks, because you're so hot, Robert, and your personality is so charming. It wasn't your money that she wanted, Robert. Of course not.
Welcome back. He's one of the investors circling the waters on ABC's long-running hit series, The Shark Tank. He also goes to Maria's doggies party. Please welcome entrepreneur and CEO Robert Herjavec. excited to be here. You guys are so good at that lying game. Oh,
We-
gosh.
I love it. It's
People
so
are
fun.
such good liars.
Yes.
No, they're not.
No,
No,
Not for us.
they're not.
not for
Not
you.
for us.
Hey, you and I have
Are
something in
you guys
common.
gonna sleep
We're
together?
both fit.
We're both fit.
Both handsome.
We met our wives at work.
That's true.
Tell me about that.
Well, as you may or may not know, I met my wife on Dancing with the Stars. She was my partner. Yeah.
When did you know that little turn, that little twirl was just something more than that little twirl, and that little turn?
Well, I knew right away.
You knew right away.
Did.
Yeah.
It took a little while for me to sell Kim on the idea, so I'm pretty good at sales. It took a little while, but
Yeah,
she
you
wanted to
are.
keep it very professional, and
Of course.
the show, obviously.
Yeah.
So you basically admit that you used your business skills to trick her and manipulated her into paying $7,000 for a jalopy automobile. Oh, it's great. The kids will love it. Yeah, I know the window's broken, but think about it. There's always going to be a nice stream of fresh air. Like you basically, you got her to pay $10,000 for the 1982 DeLorean.
You not know I met my wife on Dancing with the Stars. She was my partner. Yeah.
When did you know that little turn, that little twirl was just something more than that little twirl, and that little turn?
Well, on our first day of practice, we were practicing a couple basic spins, and when we did one particular spin, she put her hand inside my back pocket. So it was after that. Once she kept on reaching in my back pocket, and then that combined with her constantly asking questions about how much money I made, and do I enjoy like mail order brides, and do I ever like purchase women? What are my opinions on Jeffrey Epstein? All these questions kind of made me kind of give the hints. So it was within the first 20 minutes of the first session. She kept on saying, "How much money do you make?"
I knew right away.
You knew right away.
Did.
Yeah.
It took a little while for me to sell Kim on the idea, so I'm pretty good at sales. It took a little while, but she wanted to keep it very professional, and
Of course.
the show, obviously.
Yeah, it's hard not to let it go that way.
Well, it's hard, but I'm so competitive that there was a point I actually thought I was going to win. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to win the show. Kim never got to that point, by the way. Yeah,
She's more of a realist.
No,
She
she
knew
knew.
you were a project player.
She knew I needed work. Let's just say that. All
I was a
right.
project player on it too. I needed work.
How did you do?
I did all right. I made it to the semifinals.
That's big.
Wow.
How far did you go?
I
That was the second one.
I came in fourth. And funny story,
That's
Mark.
right, me too.
Semifinals.
High
Oh,
five.
high five.
Fourth place.
Hey, high five. Let's have our dogs. Let's watch our dogs have sex with each
What's the
other.
Kids Appreciation Award?
Yes.
Yay, fourth place. No, but Mark Cuban also danced with Kim
Oh.
years before.
What?
And they had an
Oh,
affair.
yes. Did he have a go? Well, he's probably married. I don't know his
No.
history.
Yeah.
But
Great question.
my only goal on the show was to beat Cuban because we're highly competitive.
Yeah, and you did.
So I thought he made it to the first round,
Okay.
and then 3
I'm
days
sorry,
before the show,
but that is not right thing to say. You're not allowed to say that you want to be Cuban. That is cultural appropriation. Okay. And that is very racist and insensitive to the Cuban and Cuban American population. You can't just go on national TV and say, my whole goal was just to beat Cuban. Like, what are you doing? Talking like Scarface, smoking a cigar and eating frijoles negro y arroz blanco? Okay. No habichuelas for you. All right. You eat your Irish stew. All right. And your Cape Cod, eat your Kim's Cape Cod, your Cape Cod Kimmy clams. All right. White boy.
it's like the Kids Appreciation Award.
Yeah.
You got it,
fourth
güero.
place. No, but Mark Cuban also danced with Kim
Oh.
years before.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Did he have a go? Well, he's probably married. I don't know his history.
But my only goal on the show was to beat Cuban because we're highly competitive.
Yeah, and you did.
So I thought he made it to the first round, and then 3 days before the show, he told me, "Oh no, I got to the third round. Then I was super nervous. I have to beat him." So I beat him easily.
Yeah,
and then
crushed him.
Barbara did the show.
Crushed him. And Barbara did the show. And how'd she do?
She got first eliminated.
Barbara did the show.
I remember She was great, but she got kicked off pretty early.
That would be me.
Barbara did the show.
Yeah, this is a show. It takes a lot of nerves.
She was great. It's a
not
great
easy.
show.
It's very intense.
You just celebrate your 7th wedding anniversary. Are you a romantic guy? What's your thing?
I am a very romantic guy, and I like to think I have amazing surprises for Kim. She may have a different opinion, but
These
I
expensive
try to
gifts?
go all out and fireworks and the whole 9 yards because I feel so lucky to have met her. And, you never know. You were talking about life and your journey. And I met Kim at a point in my life where everything looked dark and never thought the sun was going to shine again.
Yeah.
And then I walk in, I see this incredible woman, and it's just this ray of joy and sunshine. And so I go all out. I'm so
She's
fortunate.
such a great girl.
She's
I love
so great.
Kim. And,
Yeah.
our good friend
And she was young and hot and kind of naive. And the great thing is that she was forced to be with me. You know what I mean? She liked rich men, and she was basically held, and basically ABC forced her to spend 100 hours a week with me every day, every week for multiple weeks. ABC gave me permission to hold her hostage, so she couldn't run. She was, I met this beautiful girl. She was young, she was naive, she liked money, and she couldn't leave. That's the best part. Like, ABC basically gave you legal permission to hold her hostage. If she didn't like you, she couldn't leave. I'm pretty sure if you met Kim at a store or a mall and you talk to her, after 5 minutes, she'd probably leave. And, you try to give her a number. But what's great about this show is she was forced to be around you like 15 hours a day, every day for like 2 months straight or something. So you didn't really have to hurry up and rush to kind of like highlight all the good parts about you and really sell yourself. You could play the slow game and just be like, yeah, whatever. It's whatever. Because she's not going to leave. There was no thought in your head like, gosh, I got to do something real quick. I got to say something. I might not ever see this girl again. You knew you were going to see her tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. And you knew that you were going to spend the weekend with her, 25 hours dancing and holding her. So you could just play the slow game. And it probably came off to her as like, wow, this guy's not making a move on me. He's really not into me. I need to do something. Like, why does he not like me? I want his acceptance. Or she might have thought like, oh, this guy's really confident. Look how suave he is. He's just like playing it. He's all coy. Most guys are all anxious and like flirting with me. This guy's not. You know why? Because he knows you're not going anywhere. It's easy to be cool and suave and slow, play the slow game with the girl when you have her tied up in your basement next to Patricia Arquette. And Patricia Arquette's child and Tony Danza's child.
And it's just this ray of joy and sunshine.
I'm sorry. Patricia Arquette and Tony Danza's grandchild.
And it's just this ray of joy and sunshine. And so I go all.
It's great because she couldn't leave. ABC basically forced her to be around me all the time. So if she didn't like me, too bad. She was stuck with me. I was the only man she saw for 3 weeks, for like months. If I'm the only man you can see, trust me, you'll drop those thongs real quick. Dun, 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 dun.
Out. I'm so
She's
fortunate.
such a great girl.
She's
I love
so great.
him. And,
Yeah.
our good friend Carson Kressley is the godfather to your twins.
That's an amazing
Who you're in
godfather.
town with right now as a single dad because she's working.
Yeah, Kimmy's filming a movie right now with Denise Richards, actually, up north in Canada. So it's Daddy and the 5-year-old twins who were up at 4 o'clock this morning.
Oh boy.
I'm so wired.
Yeah,
All that coffee.
there is no buzzer for that.
Yeah,
All that
yeah,
cocaine.
you
For that.
know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we have to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the new season of Shark Tank. Stick around.
Still ahead on Live. Oscar De La Hoya.
Adapt.
Sweet Kiwi. That's a company, Sweet Kiwi, I invested in. They're great people. They got radiant.
off
They got
installation.
such radiant smiles.
Today.
There is no certainty in life, right? I mean, you went to a country, you didn't know anything. My dad came here at 37 on a boat, didn't even speak the language. What certainty did he have? What I look for is with people that can land on their feet and adapt. Adaptability is the greatest strength of an entrepreneur.
Going into its 15th season. Are you surprised that the business ideas are still coming?
I'm not. I have unlimited faith in the human spirit and people's desire to better their life. I think the one thing we've learned on Shark Tank is nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I want my life to suck. Yes. And Shark Tank gives people the opportunity. I mean, think about it. You come out there, just getting on our show is super hard. But if you get an investment, it can literally change your life. And we all find it so inspiring. Yeah, we've changed so many lives on that show.
15th season. What's going to make this season stand out?
What's interesting, Mark, is it's kind of like at the very beginning. We started in 2008, 2009. The recession, you couldn't get any money. Now, if you're a small business in this country, good luck getting a loan.
Yeah.
With the bank failures, the banks just aren't lending. And if you want to start a business, you need debt. You need to borrow capital. And I think people really need the deals this year. I think you're going to find a level of need that we haven't seen for a long time.
When you guys are hearing the pitches, you're always writing something down. What's going on?
Yeah, what
Are
do you
you
guys
like writing like what you want to eat that night? Or?
I mean, no. What the hell are you talking about? Did you writing down what we're going to eat that night? No, it's usually numbers. We're writing down math. How much, if they say their sales, we're writing down, taking notes. How much money did they make this year, last year, their projected sales, anything they tell us, it's usually numbers. 300,000 for 20%. You know what I mean? Where they're from, how old they are. We're just kind of taking notes. We estimate this many sales. We had this many sales. That's all we're doing. It's usually a lot of math. Why are we writing down what the hell we ate last night? What's wrong with you?
Are you like writing like what you want to eat that night? Or
I'm a very thoughtful guy, so I'm trying to think, because there's this moment when the pitches come out when we really want the deal. So the power transfers to the entrepreneur. So now I'm not thinking about the pitch. I'm thinking, how do I beat the other sharks?
Yeah, you got to win.
Yeah, so I'm writing things down. I mean, I think Mark Cuban is writing
what
down.
What are you writing down?
Stats from the NBA.
Stupid. That's not true. It's not even a funny
trying
joke.
to do math. She struggles with some of the math. And I think Kevin is just writing his lunch order down.
No!
Robert, thank you so much for
Thank you
coming.
very
Always
much.
great seeing you.
The Shark Tank returns this fall on ABC, and you can catch episodes now on Hulu. Coming up next, Oscar De La Hoya.
Tomorrow on Live, Bethany Frankel.
Oh, this documentary is so special. You're going to find out what was real and what was lies, because the news were saying my mama was dying and she wanted me, her last wish was this. And you're going to see like a lot of, if things were true or not based on what the news said.
Until 2025. Trust
Me and Mario
ABC
Lopez
and
were
consider
lovers.
it done.
He's known as the
Dustin Diamond officiated our unofficial ceremony.
of the sport, but there's a lot more to his story, and it's all revealed in a new documentary about his life. Please welcome Oscar De La Hoya.
Now, talk about a champion. Talk about like getting off the canvas. Like life for me is getting off the canvas. You have 12 rounds, and talk about a champion, right?
Oh.
I mean, oh my gosh, amazing, doing incredibly well.
Thank you.
Doing incredibly.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oscar, that's really nice. When did you know? When did the boxing bug hit you? How did it hit you? What was going on?
I was 5 years old.
Okay.
And so my father was a fighter. My grandfather was a fighter. So they migrated here to America from Mexico. And so I basically had no choice.
Your brother, I watched the documentary.
Yeah.
It was your older brother. They put all the dreams on him at first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he said, nah.
He said, no, this is not for me. I mean, what kid wants to get hit at like 5 or 6 years old, right?
Right.
So he was like, no, this is not for me. And he retired at an early age. And what the crazy part about it is that, so then I was the chosen one. And so now all my family is putting all this pressure on me.
You felt it.
Oh yeah, at that age, at 6, 7, 8 years old, I felt all the pressure on me. Like, oh my gosh, Oscar's gonna be the champion. When he grows up, he's gonna win money. He's gonna take us out of the neighborhood in East LA and get a better life. So imagine all that pressure.
Even then, before the gold medal.
Oh yeah, before the gold medal. Yeah.
Yeah, they were setting him up for the gold medal.
Right, exactly. So.
And so you never felt you could back out like your brother did?
No. I was so into it. I was, my family, my gosh, God bless them, that they wanted me to be successful so they can be successful.
Right.
Yeah.
So what changed?
Think about that, right?
Yeah. What changed after the gold medal?
After the gold medal, I was labeled as the golden boy. I mean, globally, it's like my life changed, and I was only like 17 years old. So imagine being handed money and fame and glory and this and that.
Where did the nickname come from, though?
Well, I was a boy and I won the gold medal, so
no, but
there was another story behind that with your mom.
Oh yes,
you get into it in the documentary.
Oh yeah, I get
into the story.
The documentary is very it's raw, it's real, it's very authentic.
So there are documentaries, they're supposed to be like that.
So the media made up the story
that's like saying the burger is very juicy. The bread, it's very soft and crunchy. Like, oh man, you're gonna enjoy this lemon. It's very sour. The lemon's very sour and yellow.
18 years old. So imagine being handed money and fame and glory and this and that.
Where did the nickname come from, though?
Well, I was a boy and I won the gold medal, so
no, but
there was another story behind that with your mom.
Oh yes,
you get into it in the documentary.
Oh yeah, I get
into the story.
The documentary is very it's raw, it's real, it's very authentic, and so the media made up the story that my mother's dying wish, because she passed away from breast cancer.
Yeah.
Her dying wish was for me to win the Olympic gold medal in 1992 in Barcelona. And in the documentary, I revealed that it was all a lie. It didn't happen that way.
It was such a good brand. The golden boy, and you heard it every day. I mean, you use it followed you your whole career. Your promotion company, Golden Boy Promotions.
Your PR is
every time you thought of that, did you feel like, oh, this is a lie? This is.
Oh yes, I mean the lie that I was living, like inside of me, it was burning inside every single day for so many years, but. As a kid, it's like you can't really say anything. You just go with the flow.
Yeah.
You know, and in the meantime, it's just burning inside, all these lies, and finally, I just, after 50 years of living with this, I said, you know what, I have to say the truth, and we made this special documentary with HBO. That's just, it's incredible.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I watched it. It's heavy. It's heavy. We're going to talk about it when we come back. We're going to take a break. We're going to talk about getting up when we get knocked down, so stick around.
Live is partnered with Howard Johnson by Wyndham for Brighten Your Day Web Trivia, and you can win up to 10 free nights.
I just surround my life with, I do whatever makes me happy. I mean, it's very easy. Just like what do you want to do right now? Probably gonna go. I'm probably gonna go back to the
Howard Johnson, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. Visit livewithkellymark.com to enter. Summertime at Live.
Can I buy that one? Yeah. That's delicious.
That's Live, Bethany Frankel. Plus, we wrap up Aches and Pains Week, and it's Foodfluencer Friday.
These hands used to hold me as a little girl, would comfort me, but now they've become aggressive. This mouth used to sing me lullabies. Now it's unrecognizable.
If your loved one with Alzheimer's dementia has become agitated, it's not their fault. They could have agitation.
I'm seeing bone sugars, as the sun goes down. The freaks come out at night, as they say. No, I don't want you. Good morning, America.
But after years of
I'm not sorry for this.
I've never told anybody about my life, about my emotions, about reality of what really happened, what has happened in my life, how I feel.
Ooh, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, two-part documentary about their life.
Well, I mean, you kind of explain it why you did this, but tell us more.
Yeah. It was time. I think it's never too late. And like you were saying, it's just never too late to put yourself first, to think about you first. And think about this. I was the Golden Boy for so many years. And here I am trying to please everybody. I'm buying homes and this for my family and taking care of everybody. I have like, I don't know, who knows, 100 employees and this and that and
fighting and
training.
You did what they sent you to do.
Right. I was conditioned. And it's amazing how like top level athletes, you have to be conditioned in order to perform at the highest level.
Yes.
And that's all I knew. And so when I retired, I kind of lost myself. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I can't fight anymore. I can't go in the ring. My gosh, what do I do now? So you lose yourself, right? And so after all these years, I said to myself, you know what? I think it's time. Like, it's time. All these years of doing therapy, of going to doing this and that, it's like, now it's finally time that I have to be good with myself and think about myself first.
Yeah.
And now I feel great. I feel amazing.
I love the part where your kids, you know, you have different kids, and,
Sure.
and they all met each other along the way, and they have a big love for each other and a big love for you. Tell us about that. What kind of father were you? What are some of your regrets? What are some of your hopes?
Well, the regrets are obviously that there was a period of time where I wasn't present for them, you know, and that's the one part I regret. I mean, kids and family, it's always going to be kids and family. They're dear to your heart. They're my closest. But what's really cool is that they're all best friends now. They have a bond that is just like no other. And the reason why I did this documentary is because I wanted to hear it from them, you know, on this documentary, how they feel about me, and just talk the truth. And so
what was it like when you heard what they said?
I start crying every time I see it.
Because it gives people an opportunity to speak in a way they wouldn't speak to you in person, right?
Exactly. And I have my father in it, my brother, my sister, my kids are in it. And, you know, it's like I wanted this documentary to be as authentic as possible, as real as possible. And I tackled all the dark moments. I tackled all the beautiful moments and everything in between. I wanted this. It was very important to me in order for myself to be liberated from just everything I've lived.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready for part 3.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on.
That's also a two-part documentary film, The Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, debuts July 24th on HBO and will be available to stream unmasked. Let's put a pick for Mansion Pig. Stick around.
Monday on Live, from the series Stars on Mars, Portia Williams-Clavadia. At Marshall's, our buyers go
There's something for everyone.
Just walk away. You know what I mean? If you can't get along with someone because of your differences, it's okay to not get along with someone because you're both different human beings. everyone has to be the exact same way I am. And it's only bad people if they have different opinions than you. And if you can't handle it,
Music star Pastor Mike Jr. performs for the Tam Fam, and from Fits and the Tantrums, Noel Skaggs. Plus, a performance from the artist whose music is going viral on TikTok. Luya on the next Tamron Hall.
Today at 1 on ABC 7.
We continue Aches and Pains Week with important information on pain management. Here to tell us everything we need to know is Dr. Sampson Davis. Hey, how are you? Listen, I'm of the age where everything hurts. I wake up, my foot, my ankle, my shoulder. Tell us about when do you recommend pain medication?
Well, when you have aches, when you have pain. So there's, over-the-counter medication like Tylenol, which is also known as acetaminophen, and there's your ibuprofen, which is your non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. But it's very important, especially we were talking earlier about taking the NSAIDs, that you have to take it on a full stomach. So anytime you take Motrin-like medications, you want to make sure you have food on your stomach.
Yeah, people don't realize it really hurts your stomach if you don't do that. So you have to have a full stomach.
Yes.
All right, and what are the differences? Because I've heard acetaminophen, I've heard ibuprofen, Advil, Tylenol, Motrin. What are the main differences?
So you got to pretty much start with brand names versus generic, right? So
Yes.
it's just like the cars is a generic name, but you have Chevy, you have Ford, you have Audi. But with the brand name medications like Tylenol, which is known as acetaminophen, the acetaminophen is the generic. Then you move into your ibuprofens, which are your NSAIDs, your non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. But you will find ibuprofen in Advil, in Aleve, in Motrin. And then you have Excedrin. And Excedrin is a combination of 3 different medications, caffeine being one of them, salicylates, which is aspirin.
That's important to remember. I've taken an Excedrin at night.
Yes.
Oh, yeah? What happened?
No. You can't go to sleep.
Is that what that was?
Yes, and I was like, what did I do?
Yeah.
But Excedrin may be great for people with headaches because the caffeine causes the blood vessels to constrict. But more importantly, to keep a diary, what works for you? So your aches and pains may be similar to mine, but each medication may have a different impact on how it works.
Are there certain medications targeted for certain pains?
When you take a medication by mouth, right, it pretty much helps joint pain or muscle pain, but then you have topical medications which may be specific for certain pain. But again, knowing what works for you is important. Sometimes people underdose medication and then they don't get the pain relief that they're looking for. And it's dangerous also to take too much pain medication. So certain medications like Tylenol can impact the liver. Your Motrin, like your Advil, your ibuprofens can injure the kidneys.
Exactly.
So you want to make sure that you kind of dosing the medication correctly. So keep a diary is very important.
And not masking the pain too much, because then you don't know what's happening.
Going on. How about topical gels, ointments? Tell us about that.
I like topical gels because it gets right to the root of the problem. And also, you don't have to worry about it becoming systemic, getting into your bloodstream. So like Voltaren gel is one that's really good for arthritis. It's the generic name is diclofenac. So you put it on your joint, it sort of absorbs the anti-inflammatory component directly to where the pain is versus going in your body, going through your digestive system and getting into your bloodstream. So over 32 million people suffer from arthritis. That's a huge number. And I have the same pain that you feel in the morning often as well, Mark. So it's important to make sure that, you try a combination and keep that sort of information right at hand to know what works for you effectively so you can stay true to that regimen.
I think the cold plunge you did is good for arthritis.
Oh, yeah. I think it's good for a lot. It really wakes you up. It makes you happy that you're alive, that you survived.
You survived another day.
How about alternative, things like cold plunge, alternative ointments like CBD?
Yeah, so CBD is now taking a huge impact. So CBD is what you find in cannabis, right? But it doesn't give you the highs. The THC, not the CBD, that gives you the high. But CBD is showing a huge impact in muscle pain, joint pain, and neuropathic pain, which is very difficult to treat. Neuropathic pain is that nerve pain you get, like sciatica sometimes you may feel is very difficult to treat. So CBD is starting to take flight, and a lot of people really are finding an impact of improvement with it.
Yeah, it helped my knee the other day. It was swollen. Yeah, it helped.
Yeah, I've had some that helped too. Thank you so much.
Thank
you for coming. Come back and see us again.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Davis, for all the information and more. Visit our website. We'll be right back with the inbox. I see inbox. I can't read today.
If you would like to know more about anything you see on Live, log on to our website at livewithkellyandmark.com.
A wolf in the wild and your dog both share a hunger for meat. So we've added 20%.
It's not like it makes me crazy. I'm like, It's not like I'm crazy. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I smoke. I fucking kill monster. Give me your money. I'm gonna you. Where's the knife?
Welcome back to the inbox. All right, we have some. You guys sent some beautiful photos in here.
That's us.
Jennifer, and from Medford, New Jersey, my golden retriever Maverick loves your show.
I'm from Medford, Massachusetts. She's from Medford,
New Jersey.
Okay, how cute is this? So, Pina Salvati from Toronto. Similar to Maria's story, we just celebrated Lola's 13 and a half birthday after a near-death experience with personalized t-shirts and all.
Oh, the dog is Lola. See, what's the dog's name? Looks like you both have bitches named Lola.
Pina Salvati is, Lola.
Lola.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Lola.
All right.
You have a Lola.
We do. She's 22.
It's a human.
Jacqueline from Phoenixville, Pennsylvania says, I noticed Mark keeps stretching his neck when he turns. Did he injure it during the cold plunge? No, we didn't. I'm all fine. Hey, listen, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you.
This is the Real Podcast. The Real Squad, wherever you get your podcast. Once in a while, Bethany Frankel, Ace of Hands will continue. Who's going to Here we go, come back.
City of Hope, we're more than just a top-ranked cancer hospital. For over 100 years, we've been making... For patients in Northern Illinois, call now. Disney's Haunted Mansion, rated PG-13, in theaters July 28th.
It's Thursday, July 20th, and The View starts live right now. Country singer Jason Aldean is coming under fire. Critics say one of his latest songs is racist, and they claim the video is pro-lynching. All of the hot topics on your mind are on the table.
Legacy admissions was never a very important feature of our admissions process. It was clear we should get rid of it.
Plus, Greta Gerwig and Joe Coy. Here come Hot Topics with Whoopi, Sarah Haynes, Anna Navarro.
Aggressives are just one subset.
It's like straight women who enjoy dressing in leather and tying.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. That's season 1, episode 69 of your favorite Kahahasa. Well, I can't even say anymore because we had Maria, but your favorite talk show host or talk show with your favorite talk show host. Season 1, episode 69 in the books. That was 7, 4, 3, 10, 17, 24. Yeah, that was the 20th, 7/20. Thanks to the doctor for letting us know that CBD and THC are different, and not to take brand name pills because the cheap ones the cheap name brand or the generic ones are the same. Maria, I was this close to jumping, but then I remembered that I love dogs. Make sure to tune into our past episodes and comment. Make sure to tune into our future ones and comment. I gotta say, you will lose your mind if you watch the Andy Cohen guest hosting, where he talks about how he likes to bathe naked with his adopted 4-year-old little boy, and the controversy that has come out of that on the internet. That's very interesting. It was like, I don't know. You got to just see what I was telling him, screaming at him. Of course, remember, like my grandmother said, it's okay to talk to the TV. It's when the TV starts talking back is when you have to remember. Season 1, episode 70, July 21st is going to be the next show with Dr. Mike Wasselin. Until then, I got to go. Got nothing else for you. But remember, Jesus is the reason for this season. And I love all of you. But I hate your dogs. I'm just kidding. I love them. Except